There it is. We live now. Got one on there. Yep. Jamie Mooney. Good to have you in here, man. We just bounced on here, and that's what we're working on. Just this old. Let me clean this lens off. It's a little foggy, but just an old wore-out race car. This thing put out to pasture a long time ago. We're trying to bring it back, but anyway, we're getting there, little at a time. Done a little wiring here tonight. Got all that ran. Just waiting on the where we can get our dash built, where we can wire in all of this. Let's see. Got to get a lower mount, an upper mount, and a head mount on the power steering won't work because of our headers. But we're going to use a block mount. I got to get one of those. I could probably modify one of those head mounts and make it work, but I hadn't gave that a whole lot of thought yet, but we may. We appreciate it. We're trying to make it look decent, so we've got our starter on, wires. Got our wire ran back here to the battery box. Got our ground wire already on it. Brake lines are ran all the way back. They're ready. I still got to finish up this side as far as the trailing arm bracket. Got to get it welded on so that it don't move on me. Same way with a brake bracket. Anyhow, waiting on our transmission stuff. I still got to get a drive plate for the transmission. That's the reason why I hadn't got anything on there yet. Let's see. We could get some header gaskets and bolt them headers up. Got to still get a new steering box. Wonder how bad that one leaked, you know? I know it works, it just leaked. But I don't like that. Out the bottom, wasn't it? That's what I was thinking, yeah. Out the bottom seal. Let's see. I see Living the Dreams in there. Hey, I got my hat. I appreciate that, guys. I hadn't got it on right now. It's in the house. Got it. I got to get another. Well, as soon as I get back down to Greer's down there, I got to get a line so that I can hook my oil pressure up, so that we can hook get all that ready. Yeah, we got a new cap right there. It's a good used one actually, but it's going to work. I got the distributor right over here somewhere. Was in here. Where's it at? Right there. Right there. That's a new cap and all of that, but we'll just look at it. I know that's a brand new cap and stuff. I put that on. You gotta have a red cap.
I don't know. It's 2 people over, I know.
That'd be the stupidest rule I ever heard. You can't run a blue cap, you gotta run a red cap.
I thought you said that.
Two-stall garage in there. Hey, how's the weather way up north? Glad to have y'all in there tonight. We still got to get a throttle linkage. We'll have to get a shifter rod when we get our transmission. When we get that, then we can measure our drive shaft, get a drive shaft for it. Yeah, we're not too far out. It's just we just need to come up with a couple more $1,000 and we'll be able to finish this thing out. Got a 25, minus 25 real temperature overnight. That's too cold, I'll promise you that. So, yeah, you better have a good fire in the stove. That's what we call hot fire night. We wouldn't be out here in this shop if it was minus 25, I can tell you that. This here heater won't keep up. Living the dream says, looks like it's coming along. Yep. Right over here you can see what we got right here. That's our monitor where we can see what's happening. But yep, it's coming along. Just got a few more things to do. As soon as we can make sure we got everything done under the deck area that we're going to do, we'll be building a deck for it. We'll go get some sheet metal. Yeah. Yeah, if anybody out there got some good AFCO shops or got a lead on any, let us know. Some good ones. So, hauling earth. I see hauling earth in there. You get that bucket shined up today? I don't know if that was a short today you made or when, but that short you had on there about the rusty bucket. Blade on my machine's getting a little rusty because all this rain and whatnot. I'm working on it, he says. Yep. Good to have y'all in here. Appreciate each and every one of you for jumping in. Trying to think of something else we can do here. Like I say, I've been doing a little bit of wiring, getting our wires ran. This is going to be in here. I got these labeled where they go. And I've still got to, we'll have to take this back out and cut more of a notch right here so that our brake adjuster bar will have room to work. Now, when I do that, I'll put me a little flat strap right over here and tie this back together. You can get to where you can see a little better. I'll get a little flat strap right in there, but I got to notch this out a little bit more, probably back to about right here, closer to this edge, probably about a 1/2 inch off of it, so that we'll have plenty of notch room right there. I don't have any room right now. So anyway, that's what I may work on that here after a while. What brand chassis is that? This is an old Jet chassis, and I think it's a 2012 model, I believe it is. It's seen better days, but it's going to get us rolling. This over here is a 13 Shaw. This was actually one of David Bazer's old cars, and we got it from him. we would have been putting this in together, but it's got a little bit of frame tweak on it, and I need to get it to a frame shop. And before I do that, they had cut that right front lower, the rear A-arm mount off. So I got to get another one of those and weld on it and take it to frame shop. Old David Halter over at Conway said to bring it over there when we get ready, but I got to get it rolling before I can do that, so it's not too bad of a deal. Hey, I appreciate it. They're living the dream. Yeah. What year model's yours there, Jamie? The last modified I had was well, I bought David Young's last modified that he had built at Mahoney had it at BB, and I went down there and bought it off of them. It's sitting in his back shop, and it was brand new, still had never been painted, just a chassis. We started to try to put it together and wound up trading it, and old Ricky Anderson wound up with it and started racing it. I think he raced it for 2 years, and it wound up getting sold a time or two after that. So last time I seen it, it was at old Slow Bob's at BB. So, but trying to remember that modified that I ran, it was a 93 model, I think is what it was. It was an old Wesley Coker. Wesley Coker raced it. And it was, that's how long ago that was. I believe it was 93. But we raced it in, what was it, 2000, 2001, somewhere in there?
2003, actually.
Is that what it was? I couldn't remember. It was over at Augusta's where we was racing it.
2003, 2004.
Yeah. Well, that's good to hear. Finally getting some growth on your channel there, Living the Dream. We're not sure of the year, not even sure what brand. Well, it doesn't really matter as long as a person knows what they're doing. I've always said it, you know, a car, as long as it's not cracking up every time you go out and race, it's a person can make one work, I think. I've always said that. You know, a newer cars are you know what you got. You got a fresh chassis and all, but some of that stuff's expensive anymore. This is supposed to be a cheap class, and hey, some guys rolling out there with pretty nice stuff, but I can't fault them for it. But hey, we're getting as nice as we can get. I see One-Eyed Cat in there. Good to see you. Got 70 people in there. Hey, if y'all want to, hit that thumbs up button for me over there. That sure does help with the algorithms. It shoots it out to more people. We're going to try to get this fuel cell over here and sitting right there. It's not bolted up or anything, but we're going to get it mounted in this car, and probably here pretty soon. So see if we can't get that done. Start running some fuel line. Don't think it's got a lot of time on it, and it's straight. So we're going to have fun anyway. That's all that matters. You're not going to make any money racing these cars. It's just all about fun. So It's going to take us, if we raced it and never crashed, never broke nothing, and if we never wore a tire out, we could probably pay this car back off in 2 years if we won every race. And we ain't got hardly much in this thing. Last I heard, I was only paying $100 a win, but they may up that price a little bit since more cars are showing up. So I can understand them not paying a whole lot. One thing is you want to keep it a cheap class, so you don't want to, as soon as they start putting bigger money on it, the more higher dollar cars are going to start showing up. So that's just the way it is. Are you, Jamie, are you doing any sprint car racing anymore? I know these would be a lot cheaper than a sprint car. So, Crunch said cars getting there. That's right. That's one thing, you know, we talking about more money being on the winning and all that. And that's what happened to the factory stock class, is they shut the street stock class down. And some of them guys went to factory stock, and well, they all of a sudden wanted to start putting $5,000, $10,000 to win on factory stocks. Well, all of a sudden you got people that's putting $40,000 and $50,000 in a factory stock, or 60, and putting $15,000, $18,000, $20,000 factory stock motors together, and you know, yeah. So I'm planning on running 3 or 4 sprint races this year. Can't afford to travel. I understand that. So, but yep. Anyhow, that's all we got going. We thought we'd jump in here and do us a live tonight. And I may set y'all up over here for a minute. All this rain, it might be a little bit loud in this shop tonight. Let me get my screwdriver over here. Got to do some modifications on this thing. Get this where it'll hold straight. Still ain't gonna hold straight. Let's see. Now then. Got to modify things, you know what I mean? Y'all have a good evening. Y'all keep digging. We're going to try to there. Appreciate you jumping in here tonight. Do what, Doug? Yeah. Got the rain coming. Dripping. Got to find a place the camera won't get dripped on. Let's see if I can do some work right there. 57 in there tonight. Rick Bird said, how fast you think it will go? I don't really know. We got to run a 2-barrel carburetor. They'll probably At Batesville Motor Speedway, where we got a race, they probably 70 mile an hour, probably. I'm not sure. It's don't really know.
Fast enough to tear one all to
Yeah,
pieces.
you hit the wall at Batesville, you're gonna splash it, and it'll be torn to pieces. Right.
I was thinking that we had a cemetery down
That is. Well, we got some over there that come off the last motor, but I don't know how well they are, you know. So, yeah. Yeah, double tap the screen, that way and get the lights up. We need the lights come on up on this thing. We got 13 lights, 55 people watching. Appreciate that there, Rick. Let's try to do some modifications on this thing. Pouring rain outside. Makes it nasty. Floor. Wet. Get the drill bit. Oh. See. 62 in there. We appreciate y'all jumping in. Hit that like button if y'all don't mind.
3716.
Can you use those new wrenches?
Huh?
Well, I don't even know where they are.
Could be one and 3 inches all there. Right here.
Brake line. Tool. Here. Use this.
See that 768? You got it. I gotta hold it. Fitting. Better not sure. Look, standing in the water hole.
Good enough. Now to take that sawzall. Cut it. Got 39 in there. I see the Batman's. Friend, any wisdom to share? Yeah. Don't stand in the rain and do any electrical work. That's the best wisdom I can tell you. Sweep that real good. Go to the side, leave the rest of it. Something like that. Yeah, not a problem there, Batman. Uh, Gotta get this done. Right. You want to plug it? Let's see. Channel locks over there, or they right here. Put that piece out. Now I've got to put a burr bit on it. Uh, J. Leo, so y'all are building a rocket. This is a an old jet chassis, modified. What we're building, not a late model. It's an old, it's an old modified 12 model, but we're building it for a Midwest mod, USRA Midwest mod. That's what we're building. So, having to do a lot of modifying on it. Show y'all what I've been doing here. Right, see that right there? I had to notch this out. See, we moved our brake pedals back. Had to add this bracket. So I've got a finished weld right there, but had to add this bracket because we moved our brake pedals back. And when we did that, our brake bias adjustment, I had to make a notch here for that. So now I got to weld me a little tab from here to here to stiffen this back up. It's getting pretty flimsy. So that's the next thing I'm going to do. And then I may take that burr bit and get in here and trim this top just a little bit more. That or Sawzall or something. I ain't sure. That burr bit will do it. It just, see, we got a mess down here. But that's what we got going. And when I weld that in there, I may put a little 1/2 inch weld right there on both sides. Stick that together. But yep. Hey, y'all hit that thumbs up button while you're at it. Double tap screen, whatever you got to do to make it thumbs up. I can use the algorithms. Sure comes in handy. Right. Right. That all I'm gonna get. See if I can find a little flat. Yeah, we're building an old race car is what we're doing. Putting together an old race car, modifying, making all our parts. Oh, like a rock crawler, yeah. First could build one of these into a rock crawler. Be real easy. Cut that cross member out of the front and yeah, it's modified. Dirt modified, what it is. So we get this cut and I'll come back. Do what?
I'm working on looking parts of it.
Yeah. electrocuted. I'm thinking that's losing well.
I have heard, I believe, that those transformers, those work transmissions, uses like a Honda Gold.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all basically the same.
That's what I was looking up, trying to find out what kind of clutch packs it had in it.
It's been rebuilt, it's rad, but just,
I was curious about them. Well, if you could buy clutches for a gold wing cheaper than you can get them for a Merc transmission, it can actually be the same thing.
yeah, I don't know. They ain't got a clue. I know I'd much rather have a Bren transmission. A-class, no, we're gonna run what they call a south, it's a USRA Midwest Modified, is what it is. It's a limited class. We're limited to on our motor, we gotta have a 4-valve relief piston, cheap piston, can't have a good high dollar piston. You can't have Ford's pistons, in other words. So, you gotta have either cast or, hyper-eutectic pistons. The heads have got to be a 76 cc chamber head. 194, 160 max on the valves. You can't do any porting on the heads. If you build your motor, you're supposed to have less than a 430 lift cam. If you run a 602 crate, that's fine as long as it's sealed, factory sealed or certified sealed. You got to run a 500 CFM 2-barrel, and that's basically it on the motor. I think you got to pull either 13 or 14 inches of vacuum, maybe 15 inches short after the race. So that's the basic rule of the motor. So got them tacked.
Here you go, Russell.
They'll slip on that water.
Well,
Yeah, they'll slide right now. I'll be all right. That'll work. Well, oh, hang on. I'm gonna put a tack wheel in here. Let's see. Got about that. Who? No, I just need to kind of tweak it just a touch. Law of Liberty. What I think. Appreciate y'all guys jumping in here tonight. I use all the support we can get. Right. Let me see if I can get the drill bit. See if I can't knock out them holes just a touch. Deal with. These over here wasn't that bad. I'm gonna leave them. Is it over here? There's something put in here on this bare metal. It was dry yesterday with being hot. That's how fast it was dry. It was dry yesterday with being hot like this. That's the main thing, just get some paint on it up here where it don't look so bad from the top. Always use the proper tool. Always use proper tools. Don't do what I do.
You got 74 in there right now.
Yep. Good to see everybody jumping in. We're just working on an old car. Ain't nothing special. Trying to fix some things that's been broke for many years.
Somebody on there says, hey boss, anyone recommend a motor reman company?
Where are you located? That's a big thing right there. Biggest thing is where you're located at.
Tampa, Florida.
Tampa, Florida. Boy, I know a YouTuber down there. He's got some pretty nice stuff. I'm trying to think of where he's at. You know, he had that green Z28.
Yeah.
Oh, also NSB Customs is from down there. I don't know where they get their machine work done. I'd have to look up NSB Customs on YouTube and contact them. There's some YouTube buddies of ours. They do a lot of Mopar stuff, and they might can get you pretty close. I'm not exactly positive on where they're located, but they are in Florida, and I want to say they may be close to Tampa area, but I could be wrong on that.
Bear Rose Garage says, well, hello there, everyone.
Hey, Bear Rose. Good to have Bear Rose in here tonight, all the way from way up northwest. He's way up there northwest.
Be Real Outdoors said it's a 5.3 GM Sierra.
I agree. Yeah, I don't really know. Like I say, they could probably, NSB Customs on YouTube could probably get you pretty close to where you might could find somebody that could get you a decent job done.
Be Real Outdoors says you just got a sub from me.
Well, good deal. Appreciate you. Appreciate y'all jumping in here tonight. We just working on this old car. It's an old,
Bear Road says New Samara Beach, Florida, NSB Customs. Great bunch of
New
guys.
Smyrna Beach. Okay. Yeah, they're, that'd be over close to Daytona. So, but they'd be a good bunch to try to get you hooked up.
Locate somebody around in that area.
Right.
Be Real says nobody rebuilds close by me. They all say Jasper, but I take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, it's kind of hit and miss with Jasper. I've seen some good motors, and I've seen bad motors. I mean, that's the last resort. Probably okay, but,
Said he's
I mean,
heard,
if you can't find anybody else.
said he's heard too many stories of bent push rods and main seals leaking.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they use some cheap parts.
What is that guy's name? Camaro.
Do what?
That guy that had that Camaro from down there in
Hey,
Florida.
Bear Rose, who had the green Z28 first year we was at No Name Nationals? He's from Florida. Hot Rod Garage or something like that.
Him and his wife both. His wife had the purple Barracuda.
Yeah, she had a purple Barracuda and he had a green Z28. I cannot. Hot Rod Garage, I think is the name of it.
But that guy, if he'll just get a hold of that NSB Customs, they'd be more than glad probably to help him find somebody in his area.
Yeah. Yeah, just look them up on YouTube, NSB Customs. They're good guys. Hey, you got brake lines hooked up? Well, trying to get this brake adjuster back in there.
Be Real says, have y'all heard of Powertrain Products? They offer a 5-year unlimited warranty and it's no fault. But again, it's the same I hear as they are all hit and miss.
Yeah,
And he also says that he sent NSB a message. Hope to hear from them. Thanks for the recommendation, y'all.
yes, sir. I think they'll steer you right. I mean, they're a couple good guys, and they'll get you headed in the right direction. Like I say, there's a few engine builders still out there, but a lot of them, a lot of them are just kind of, slapping stuff together, but yet at the same time they still got to hold a reputation, But parts today isn't what they used to be, so.
I don't
One
know.
thing I've learned is don't always look for the cheapest bargain when it comes to that. I know we always looking for a best deal we can get, but sometimes it's better to spend a couple, $300 more and get a better deal, a better product. So sometimes maybe a little bit more than that, but you might get a better product. So. Got that, I think, done. Yep, that pedal hits the floor before that hits the. It's there, so, got that good.
I speak freedom. Says what kind of motor you have in the car.
It's a 355, small block Chevy. Probably, it ain't no high horsepower motor, so probably close to 300 horse, maybe. And we'll be lucky to get 300 horse out of it. So probably more like 285.
78.
Huh?
78.
V8, yeah.
78 people.
Oh, there's 78 people in there? Okay. Good deal. Good deal.
Weiler Mallet wants to know what transmission are you putting in it?
It'll be a Burt. I would put a Bren transmission in it, but it's, if you don't know what that is, it's a direct drive. It's got forward and reverse, low gears, but when you come out of low gear, you go into high gear and it's direct lock, straight through. And the clutch pedal works on them backwards from what you used to. You mash the clutch pedal down after you put it in gear, kind of like an old Model T. Or, you put them things in gear and then you mash the clutch down to take off. And then once you get going, then you let off the clutch and pop it in high gear and you're locked in. It's a direct lock, straight shaft through. So that's what we're putting in it for a transmission. We'll only have a flex plate on the motor and it'll be a coupler that goes on the back of the motor to hook the transmission up. It'll be a direct hookup. Basically the clutches are inside the transmission. And so, yep. Let's clean this old motor off. I'm getting too much stuff piled on. Oh, our shop leaks. Got water dripping everywhere. Got water all over the floor. As y'all can see right down here, there's water on the floor. That's what I'm working in. That is what it is.
I need to get that track over here sometime and dig it in along that back wall.
Yeah. Make it nice.
Or you can dig it. I'll bring it. You dig it.
Yeah. All right. Get y'all off from here for a minute. That's their motor, just an old, it's got a Performer ESP intake. This is 2701, part number on the intake. Aluminum pulleys. It's 487 heads, open chamber, got 194, 160 exhaust. Got a stock crank, stock rods with new 30 over flat top 4-valve relief pistons in it. And that's what we got. Nothing special, little small hydraulic flat tappet cam in it. That's our rear suspension. We're working on that. Trying to get some stuff together back here. See all the water running through here. This is a mess. This is basically where our setup will be on the right rear. Same way on the left, but it's what we're going to have. So right here is a direct hookup that bolts on crankshaft if you want to take the torque converter out of a power glide. They used to run power glides in these modifieds, and that's what this is. It's an old power glide direct drive. You had to have a fluid dump on your transmission to make it work, where you could take the fluid pressure off. But that's basically what that other is going to look like, except it won't have this part. It'll just be this part, and it'll be a coarse spline instead of fine spline. So we still got to get the fuel pump on this thing. Get some header gaskets in it, get some oil in it, get our get our dash in it so we can get our gauges hooked up and our switches. Then we'll prime our oil system. Hey, Big Block 402, that's what we're doing. We're trying to get it done. There's probably a few Chinese parts around on this thing, I can tell you. The pistons are probably Chinese, I don't know. You can't hardly get real good American stuff anymore, but maybe that'll change. Yeah, if them pistons come out sideways, you know, they had some squinty-eyed valve reliefs in it, so you know that made me think it might have been Chinese. Nothing saying, not trying to be saying anything bad about the Chinese. It's just that, you know what I'm talking about. But Big Block 402. You got that short block together yet? Go over here and get me a cup of this coffee. Bring back Federal Mogul. That's right. Be nice, wouldn't it? The real Federal Mogul. Yeah, more like it. 74 in there. Y'all have a cup of coffee with me. This is decaf, because I got to go to bed here after a while. What we got? Short block is together. Just need a cam and heads for it. Yep. We got our 355 block sitting right over here. We're hoping to get on it real soon. We're kind of held up right now. Pistons and stuff are held up at BB, getting put on the rods. So yeah, we got our S10 headers. Right there's our heads. They still got to be put together. So yeah, we need to spray them down. They're getting rusty. Of course, they'll clean them up again, but hate for them to get rusty. We got our torque converter right there.
There's somebody named Kim Merriman.
I see Kim Merriman in there. That'd be Mama Outfit is in the house. Somebody say hey. But there's our camshaft there, big block. So we got our camshaft right there. I think that's our lifters are in one of these boxes. I don't know which one. But we'll figure that out when we get there. But we got an intake right stuffed off in there, as you can see. Little air gap. Had to wipe mine down. Oh, yeah. That's a problem right now. They're not double humps, so trash those heads. Those are actually Vortec heads. These are, I think these are 906 heads, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, 906. Where's your number? Right there. Can you see it? 906. Those pretty good heads. They work pretty good. They flow better than a double hump.
Somebody's nobody that's even worse, center mode.
Yeah.
I mean,
They are what they are, but you put them on the dyno untouched, not ported or anything, and the Vortex will flow better than a double hump. So they are more prone to crack, but you got to keep them cool. Put them on a 307. I don't have a 307. I do have a 305. Got one of them here somewhere, right there. That's going to be a project one of these days. Got a 305 up. We're gonna do some trick work on. .305 crank line in the floor. Looking for a 354 bolt? Yeah. They're getting harder to find. This is a 2-bolt main 60 over small block. That was the crank's out of it right now. I've got to get another crank cut for it, but that is going to be my 388. Put a 400 crank in it. That's what that motor originally was when I first got it. We got that car in 1993. We got that modified Camaro in 1993, and that's how long I've had that block. That's about all I've got left of that motor. It's just a block. But we blew it up once, and then another time I spun a bearing in it. Yeah, that motor's a good motor. It's been ran hard and ain't had no problems out of it other than I spun a bearing in it one time, had to pull it apart. But it always ran cool. So I've heard a lot of people boring them things. If it was a good casting, they'd bore them out to 80,000. So I don't want to do that. Yeah, it's been line bored. I had it line bored after I spun a bearing, fixed that part, and it just needs cleaned up. I'm going to deck it, clean it up, and get it ready. When I get my crank cut, I'm going to get it, put that old motor back together. Yep. What we're planning on doing. Now this 305, I don't know if it's going to be a 305 when we're done with it or not. I know it's just an old junk 305 as everybody says, but we might have some plans just to play with it, you know. Sometimes you can just piddle with little motors like that, and you can get some pretty good horsepower out of a 305. Chad at Square Body Stuff on YouTube has, let's see, Living the Dream, what'd they say? When's the first race? I think first race sometime in March. We're not going to get there though. I don't think we're going to get there. We still need about $2,000 to finish up, so we're kind of limited right now on what we can get done. But old Chad with Square Body Stuff, he built a 305, bored at 60, put some lightweight pistons in it, 6-inch rods, and then put a 400 crank in it. Made a, what did he make, a 331? I think it's 330 or 339, 331 or 339 or something like that. Anyway, 60 over, 305 with a 400 crank. 339, that's what I thought. It makes some pretty good horsepower. He's got some good heads on it, good cam, and he's throwing some nitrous to it, and it's pulling an old 4,200 pound truck down the drag strip pretty quick. Jack stand and cinder block says nice. Well, you missed us working on this modified right here. That's about all you missed. I redid some brake pedals and did a little bit of wiring earlier, but that's about all we did on this. Mr. Gutt, I can't read that. Okay.
Says, hey, he says, big block or no block?
Big block or no block? I got a big block in my 76. No, it's a 73. 73 Chevy C10. Go back on my channel. Last year, not this last year, year before last, September. Look it up. It's an old blue and white Chevy truck, and I'm doing a burnout in it. Probably did the best burnout there.
Bad Tree Productions is in there.
Say what?
Bad Tree Productions, it just says Heathen Assemble.
Oh, yeah.
Jack Stand says, did you ever get the rear end working on the square body truck?
I haven't yet. Yeah, old smoke show. Yeah, we haven't. The rear end is bolted in it, The weather's been so bad, I hadn't been able to work on it much. It's sitting outside. And, yeah, good to see Blake in here. Appreciate you. Bad Tree Production. Jack Stands, good to have you in here. Everybody.
Homeboy says he's a Ford guy, 460 or 73.
460 or 73. I got a 460 MO 70 85 Ford Dually outside. Hollywood says nice hat. Appreciate it. It is my son-in-law gave it to me from. He's up in Massachusetts. He works for that company right there. So he's one of the managers.
Bad Tree Production says 81 Watkins says hit that like button.
Yeah, hit that like button. We appreciate y'all. Y'all jump on in here.
Living the Dream says he's got to get off. Got some
Hey, we appreciate you living the dream. Jump on back in here every chance you get. Appreciate the hat. But now I'll get my. I went and bought a drive shaft. I thought I had a right length for it, but it was about 1.5 inches short. So the other drive shaft I had, I'd already cut it down twice, and I didn't really want to cut it no more because I'd done put so much heat on that rear yoke. I could cut it down on the front, and I might do that, cut the front yoke down, but I've got to I'll have to figure out my U-joint situation. So I've only got to cut about 1/2 inch out of that drive shaft. That's what stinks. The one that I had in it originally. So
Is Bad Tree in regards to arborists?
no, I don't think so. Bad Tree Productions, they do a little bit of marine work, a little bit of river navigations. Yeah, 1/2 inch is tough. It's hard to cut, especially when you don't have a lathe. I have to do it. I've got a little board that has some casters on it, and I set the drive shaft up on that board, and I roll it on them casters, and that's how I cut my drive shafts and weld them back together. It does a pretty good job, but I just don't have a lathe, and so I see Fleming's in there. What's the
What's
status?
What's the status of the cars? We're close to race ready with one of them.
Yep, let me get up here and show you what we got there. Fleming's. Michigan, bring it down. Monster Peacemaker. Yeah. Let me show you what we got here. Get this turned around. We worked on this tonight. I had to notch that out so that we could get our brake adjuster. I moved that notch. It looks a little rough. That's because I had to get my drill with a burr grinder bit, got in there and cut that out. So I made my notch a little longer so our brakes would work. Ran some wiring up here and got them tagged out so that we know what they go to. Everything's laid out here. Got our starter hooked up. Everything's ready. Engine setting in it. Let's see. Jack Stan said, had a machine shop owner here locally stole my drive shaft. Or was it shorten it?
Yeah.
Shorten my drive shaft. I can't hardly read.
Swap in to fit the Allison transmission.
Okay.
But he thinks he did have to cut the yoke a little bit to fit the drive shaft, but did it in one day for $100.
Well, that's cheap enough. Anybody down here touch a drive shaft, it's $300. So it's ridiculous. That's why I do them myself. If Before I do that, I'll go buy a brand new one.
Fleming says, man, that's awesome. He said, that is the modified, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Modified right here. We're working on it a little at a time. Getting pieces and parts done. And I got to move that shock mount bracket right there. I got to move it over to the center. We've got to get a block mount power steering pump to go on there. We've got some head mounts to go on it, but they won't work with our headers. Our headers are right in the way. So we're going to get a block mount to go on our power steering pump. And we've got our gauges. We just got to get some sheet metal so we can build our dash and our deck. But we've got all our wiring ran. As you can see right here, wiring is done.
Mr. God says, I subscribe. He said, my drive to that rent takes 1,200. That was the budget price. Says, I'll get you another day.
Wow, 1,200. My word. I appreciate you jumping in, man. But yeah, that's where we're at there, Skylar, trying to get this thing scratched together.
He asked if it's a 350 or a 300.
It's a 350. Or actually a 355, 30 over 350. Flat top pistons. This is a Southwest or a USRA. It's actually a USRA Midwest mod is what this class is going to be. It's kind of like a B mod, kind of like a sport mod, but we're very limited on our motor. We can't spend much money on our motor. Has to be a cheap build. So, or a 602. Now you can buy $8,000 602 and put in it, or if you build it, you got to keep your build down low because you can't spend any money on parts. So, it's yep, basically is. Yeah, I'm excited to see it bust off too. Did you say you got your flywheel back? Yeah, I noticed you had that weight on it. Yeah, that would be for a 400 if it had that weight on it. So, yeah, this is live. You're joining in on a live action video, LaNubs. So, over here's our hobby car. We still got some more to do on it. This is the motor we've had in, yep, we're jumping some numbers here. We appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, everybody, if you can. Tap that like button. I appreciate everybody that can. But we still got to do a little bit more on this old ride. I've got everything in here basically ready. But rear end's under it. It's ready. But getting closer. Hey, we're going to keep a hammer in there, Skylar. We appreciate y'all jumping in. Y'all keep a hammering on y'all's old car down there, the old 007.
We're gonna try to get down there and go racing with them one of these days.
Yeah. Yep. 004. Okay. I knew it was, I was close. I was only 3 off. Yep. Appreciate y'all. Amen. Appreciate y'all. Big Block says, ready to get these knee replaced and get more done. Candy, yeah. Have a great night there, Fleming. Appreciate y'all. If everybody jumped in there, ain't subscribed to old Fleming Family Racing, jump over and subscribe to them. They some good bunch down there. Appreciate y'all. Well, been on here an hour and 35 minutes. We still got some more to do, but that's about all I can get done tonight on what we've got. So, you'll watch, Jack Stan says you watch for smoke show content. Yep. Stay tuned on this channel too. We'll be firing this on Motor Off here before long. As soon as we get everything ready for it. Oh, it's pouring rain here. Look here in the floor. We got water dripping from the ceiling and running underneath this east side wall because it's right there was a drip. It just dripped right there. So,